Depreciation is just about how the value of an asset reduces over time. So we are going to talk about two different types. The linear depreciation. This is where the present value of an asset depreciates for n years at a rate of R%. Now, the depreciation is calculated using this formula, that is the reducing balance formula. A equal P into 1 minus I times N, where A is the depreciated value, P is the present value of the asset, I is the rate of depreciation, then N is the number of years. Then we also have the reducing balance depreciation. Over here, the depreciation is also a depreciation on previously depreciated value, just like a compound interest. But this time, because it is depreciation, this one is reducing, so it is minus. There's a difference in sign over here. So where we have the A to be the depreciated value, P is the present value of the asset, R is the rate of depreciation, then N is time calculated in years. So now let's take some work example from WAEC. The value of a printing machine depreciates each year by 8% of its value at the beginning of that year. So if a new value of a machine is 54 million cedis, so the beginning of the first year, all these are in cedis. So at the beginning of the first year, we have the value of the machine to be 54 million. So the depreciation is calculated by multiplying the rate by the value, the initial value of the asset, which is 8 over 100 times 54 million. And we calculate this to obtain 4,320,000. So the value at the end of the first year is 54 million minus 4,320,000. So for the second year, this becomes the result over here, which is 49,680. 680 becomes the value, the initial value for the beginning of the first year, of the second year. So the depreciation is calculated on this value, applying the same rate again. We have 8 over 100 times 49,680,000 in Ghana cedis. So this gives us 3,974,400. So we subtract again. So we have 49,680, 49,680 minus the 3 million, minus the 3,974,400. So this will give us 45,705,600. Now for the third year, this becomes the initial value of the asset again. We calculate the interest 8 over 100 times 45,705,600, and we get 3,656,448. So we now do our subtraction again, and this will give us the depreciation or the value of the asset at the end of the third year. So we subtract 3,656,448 from 45,705,600, and this gives us 42,049,152. Now we have this. Also, we can decide to use the formula value of depreciation. The depreciated value is given by the formula is given by the formula P times 1 minus R exponent n, where R is in percentage. So we have the principal, the P to be equal to the initial value, not the principal. The P is the initial value of the asset, then so that is the 54 million as the initial value of the printing machine. Then the R is 8%, that is 8 over 100. Now our N is 3 years, so we just plug in these values to obtain 54 million times 1 minus 0.08 all to exponent 3. So we simplify by evaluating to obtain 54 million times 54 million times, so 1 minus this will give us 0.92 cube. So we multiply this by 0.9 cube, give us 0.92 cube, give us 0.778688, and we simplify this to obtain 42,049,152. So this will give the same value as before. So 3 friends, Ato, Oko, and Edem, entered into a business partnership, and they contributed 3 million, 2.4 million, and 3 million cedis respectively. So we are calculating their share of the profit. So we know the ratio is 3.0 is to 2.4 is to 3.6 in millions. So we can multiply through by 10 to obtain 30 is to 24 is to 36, and we divide through by 6 to obtain 5 is to 4 is to 6. So just to make the work easier for us, so total ratio becomes 5 plus 4 plus 6, and that is equal to 15. So we now find the ratio, the profit of each of them. So Ato's share of the profit will be equal to his ratio, which is 5 over 15 times 27 million, 2.7 million, and this gives us, so this goes here 180,000 times, so this gives us 9 million, 900,000 rather. This gives us 900,000. Now Oko's share of the profit will be equal to 4 over 15 times the 2.7 million. and this gives us 4 times 180,000, and that is equal to, this is equal to 720,000. So now let's calculate that of Edem's share. So Edem's share of the profit will be equal to Edem's ratio, which is 6 over the total ratio times 2.7 million. And this gives us 1.08 million. So the percentage, we are doing the the percentage of Edem's investment will be equal to 1.8 million. 1.8 million divided by 3.6 billion, because that is his contribution, times 100, and this gives us 30%. Mary and Charity entered into a business partnership and agreed to share the profit in the ratio 4:5 respectively. So if Mary received 5,000 Ghana cedis less than Christy, how much profit did they make? So we should let Charity's share be X, or let Charity receive X cedis. Then Mary will receive 5,000 less, meaning subtract 5,000 from Mary's share, from Charity's share, which is X. So we have X minus 5,000. So now we use the ratio 4:5 is equal to X minus 5,000 is to X. So we calculate for X. So 4/5 is equal to X minus 5,000 over X. We cross multiply over here to obtain 4x is equal to 5 into x minus 5,000. So this will give us 4x equal 5x minus 25,000. So we group like terms. 4x minus 5x is equal to negative 25,000. So we have negative x equal negative 25,000. Hence x is equal to 25,000. Now we need to calculate their total profit. So we know Charity received 25,000. Hence Mary will receive 5,000 less, which is 20,000. So adding the two, they made a total profit of 45,000. When a shirt is sold for 1,200 naira, a loss of 20% is recorded. How much should it be sold to gain 20%? So the loss of 20% is corresponding to 80%. So the initial one, the original one, is 100%. So the profit of 20% also corresponds to 120%. So the 80% was 100 plus 100 minus 20%, which gave us the 80%, and the 120 was 100% plus the 20%. So we now use ratio over here again. So if 80% corresponds to 1,000, 1,200, and 120% will correspond to what? So let it be x. So this is going to be more. So if more, let's divide. So we have 120 times 1,200 over 80%, and this will give us 1,800 naira. 1,800 naira.